Recap of some of the stuff I've been doing today and having fun with the AWS calendar invite server. So a couple of concepts. One of them is how we disassemble and store calendar invite data into the AWS calendar invite server. So simply put, an organizer is outside of the AWS calendar invite server. They send data to a common email address. That email address is configurable by you guys or gals that download the AWS calendar invite server and configure it in the admin panel. This particular address I'm using to actually drop off calendar invites from a calendar invite client is create@calendarsnack.com. So example, I have a short data window here of say about 20 events. They are particularly for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and they were uploaded to my personal calendar in a batch. That's really easy to do. It only takes a few minutes to import, a couple hundred MLB games, which I did. Then I sent that data to the AWS calendar invite server, and at a ingress level, or how it's ingested or comes in, the calendar invite disassembly process goes to this email box, and then we disassemble the new calendar invite data using numerous services in the AWS calendar invite server to include the simple email service itself, SNS, SQS, and Lambdas to ETL and store the components into DynamoDB with the correct UID. And that data here is displayed right there. Now I'm just going to go one slide back. I'm just going to show you here that we have 9 APIs that are hooked to the API gateway. So when you call those APIs, in particular, it displays the data in the event organizer dashboard. Now the next slide is showing how Lambda number 2 actually reassembles the calendar invite data that was stored up here into Dynamo when it was disassembled, stored here, and then we reassemble it on command. And that command is essentially the single event invitation send API. And that description is we send a calendar invite to a single email address. So the single email address is loaded here. The buttons are clicked, and the quick calendar invite server stack here expressed with these icons essentially goes out and recreates the calendar invite on demand out of Dynamo using the Lambda. And then we send out the calendar invites. And then if you go look at how we collect that data, it comes back to the API gateway here. And then the UIDs are summoned, collected, sorted, and then stored into DynamoDB. And then storage layer wise, we keep a copy in S3 as well. That's it for today. Thanks for stopping by.